is pretty high.
It
I think
is,
that's
it is, it is,
probably
but
on our side, yeah.
it
So
is,
for
but
those of you guys
I
listening in Dirty, we do apologize. It's all Bubble's fault. You should have reminded me.
5 seconds
fair
remaining.
enough though. However, let's just be honest though. Like, we should have noticed that the bubble wasn't on the screen this entire time. Right?
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I should have seen the little, usually when I'm casting, the bubble usually screams at me, which is quite encouraging as well. I always think to myself, I'm doing a good job because it's really showing my passion. But
All right.
anyway, so
Yeah.
we are in our third game now, Bubbles. It's been an absolute insane series so far. We immediately see the Ulk ban from Duck says no, and then of course both of these are respect bans, both the Ulk and the DP, and then White Rabbit picking up Rubik. What do you think about that?
I love getting like when Rubik comes at this early, it stops you from picking these big team fight areas. It just stops, right? Like, it's such a good pick, especially coming out early. You don't even give them the chance to ban it and then possibly pick the likes of Enigma or Magnus. You just straight up say, here's the Rubik, come at us. What are you going to do? The thing about Rubik, though, is he's still strong, right? Like, regardless, you don't have to get black holes. You don't have to get RPs. You don't have to get echoes. You literally, like, there's always going to be a couple of decent spells.
Dude, I'm sorry, but like, White Rabbit Gaming is saying, Oaks, you've missed out on banning this puck. I'm very sorry, but this is coming at you guys right now. They've got the Rubik. As you said, they're saying, come on us. We've got the Rubik. We've got the puck. We don't care what's going on right now. We are ready to fight you, and we're going to fight quickly. And puck is definitely something that can stop any sort of aggression from Duck. You got someone that's going to run on us? Shame, man. We've got a Dream Coil. Like, so definitely excited already with these two picks. Abaddon I love Abaddon as well. Sustain is insane. You can let him run into a fight. His ult goes on, and then they immediately have to disengage from him and look at different targets. So
yeah, but the only downside of an Abaddon is the ulti. I feel as a support is not really that effective, because people aren't going to focus you anyway in fights as a support, right? They don't want to focus you. Yes, you can drop a shield here and there. You can heal a bit here and there, but you kind of ignored. So he is very strong in the laning phase, but he kind of falls off when it comes to these big team fights. Yeah. But the Lina most likely going to be a 4, can be a mid as well, but Lina 4 very, very scary, very, very scary. But the same can be said about a Rubik. Rubik has a 4.
Yeah.
Very.
The only thing for me that's the scariest part of like Lina on support is just the fact that she's got such a big attack radius. Like, she can build up some fiery soul stacks, 1 or 2, and she immediately start hitting you. Like, let's say you've got another position 5. Let's say, for instance, Rubik goes 5, which I doubt he will, but he's not terrible on 5. You're gonna zap him once, but she's still gonna come at you with your trade's gonna be a little bit. You're gonna be on the short end of the stick,
Yeah.
So it's a very fun support to play, the Lina.
Yeah, and also, like, look, if it is a mid, she loses very little matchups. She can actually do pretty well against the puck. If you bait out the phase shift. And also you can hit the puck from a mile away. But also, even just as a 4, right? Like, she can clear waves very, very well, which allows you to kind of have this Lina just in the dead lane and pushing it out and getting farm. And also the movement speed on it makes it a very difficult target to kind of lock down. And if it's a 4, a puck doesn't really want to commit Dream Coil, although Dream Coil very short cooldown, so it wouldn't be the end of the world.
5 seconds.
Do you think we're going to be seeing another Ricky this game? I'm not seeing it banned, and Rubik's pretty susceptible for a Ricky jump. The backline having a Rubik out there, there's not much you can do if you get jumped by that Ricky. So what do you think? I don't know if Duck's going to bring it up for the second time, but
the thing is, Ricky's quite bad against the puck, though. However, he's also really good against the puck. The thing is, if Ricky gets the jump on the puck, the puck gets a bit. You'll have to build something like a Yules, which we haven't really seen in this new meta at least. But it can be strong against the puck, but at the same time, if puck catches you out, you are gonna struggle. I like this Axe pick. This Axe pick is really good. Counters the Rubik and the puck actually. So if you do decide to get any of these big spells, you can just lock him down. But at the same time, it's really, really effective against the puck. Obviously, keeping it there.
And so far for the Rubik, he doesn't have a lot to play with right now. He's only got Lightning Strike Array, and really all the abilities that Lina has. Battle Hunger is not going to do you too much. And the shield from Abaddon is good in the early game, but like you said, Abaddon falls off even in late game. So right now, I think Duck's doing not a bad thing with. I mean, Rubik's not the be all and end all. You
No.
shouldn't be picking things just because you don't want him to steal it.
Yeah.
But Rubik's still a bit. Yeah, it's going to struggle so far in this lineup.
However, Battle Hunger on Rubik is quite strong. Like, you get the increased magic, well, spell steal damage at least. So I mean, it can be quite effective. But yeah, if he steals Lina ult, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Laguna Blade, you best believe it. That's gonna be.
So I really like this Undying pick. I really like this Undying pick.
Yeah.
So we are gonna most likely be seeing it's gonna probably be a 5 Undying. This is really good as a 5. And then we're probably gonna see a ranged call coming up. I wouldn't be surprised to actually see the morph. Although Lina can mess the morph, so can the axe, but like these are the heroes that kind of, like it's effective with an Undying. You don't want 2 melee heroes against an axe. So I definitely feel there's gonna be a range call. And there's still quite a few range calls in the pool. We've got the likes of Gyro. Although Gyro's attack range, it's a bit
short, yeah.
But no, Tia is a 1. I don't see that.
Well, the Gyrocopter gets picked up on Duck side actually. So
so maybe they possibly saw that coming, so they decided to pick it up first. But yeah, Gyro, not bad, especially with the frontliner like Axe and Abaddon actually. Abba can kind of just frontline with the axe and kind of keep your Gyro alive. I like that bristle.
There's a lot of strength from these two teams that's coming on. I mean, you've got Abaddon, you've got Axe. Gyro is a agility, if I'm not mistaken, but then of course Bristle and Undying. So seeing it, there's going to be a lot of big boys running around the map right now. Axe and Bristleback definitely the 2 big tanks for both teams.
I see Weaver, dude. I literally.
Yeah, I was about to say, are we going to see Weaver on White Rabbit's side, or are we going to see it on Dark
WRG?
Side?
No, I see it coming out on WRG. It's like I know RDK plays it, and it's, to me, that's possibly the best pick right now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the Bristle go up against the Axe and seeing an aggressive tri lane in the off lane. That wouldn't surprise me either.
So then, what can we realistically expect from Duck? Is that going to be a Gyro mid?
It can be. However, I don't.
From what I see, is that White Rabbit is banning towards a mid and not a core.
Yeah, because the thing is, Gyro doesn't fare too. You can't rocket it, right?
10 seconds
you can't. You have very little attack range, so you have to get close to the creep waves, which allows the puck to kind of gain ground on you and just hit the shit out of you, and then also be able to maybe orb behind you. So I don't really see that being a mid. I feel that look, they've got quite a bit of magic. No, they don't actually. They've got deep push, right, with the Lina and the Axe and the Gyro.
Yeah.
I feel that they need a mid that counters this puck, and they can actually like just throw spells back effectively.
Well, Storm Spirit's still on the table. Storm Spirit not going to do. Not Storm Spirit. Void Spirit.
I think Pugner is a really good pickup here on the side of Doug.
Do you think that who Pugner?
Sorry, yeah, Pugner.
Yes. Yes. I can see that as well. With Pugner's ward does really good against Bristleback.
Yeah, and
that's good against Undying, Puck, and Rubik. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is their best choice here. Also pair that up with the Lina. I personally feel that that's your best choice, but I mean, there's still quite a few other heroes in the pool.
10 seconds remaining.
Queen of Pain isn't too bad against a
5 seconds
puck,
remaining.
but it's also how you play.
Yeah.
Against it.
Look, I feel like Pugner is something that's looked over quite. Even I sometimes forget about.
Often gets overlooked.
And is really actually strong. Like I've seen him being picked up in a few games that I've casted, and the difference that ward makes in a team fight, it immediately changes the positioning of the opposing team. It creates this void. This in a sense you can say no man's land, where it's very difficult to try and fight with that ward constantly hitting you.
Remaining.
Yeah, and even as a 4, boss 4, Pugner is also really, really strong.
5 seconds
You can stop almost any pull. It's basically just decrepify the creep that's pulled aggro, and like they just lose aggro on it. Also, the ward is really strong. You put down a tree. Oh, are they boring you? Like we mentioned
No,
earlier.
no. Sorry, I just.
Wow, more
I,
strength. More strength. So it looks
wow.
like this is a pause 1 bristle then. This is a pause 1 bristle.
So it's gonna be
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, the Mars is better. I would say better than mid.
5
No.
seconds remaining.
Look, the puck can play every position. No, WIG are just if they mind fucking me like this, I'm certain Duck is sitting there going, what the hell are they doing? Because what?
No,
Yeah.
dude, what the fuck is going on right now, man? Like what's
Yeah,
going on? Like
that's the thing. Like
this
all
is
4
what
of
I,
those
but see,
heroes
this is
can
what I
play all
like
3 on
about
the lane.
Shadow Fiend.
Choose your hero.
Okay, so Shadow Fiend's the response.
But this is what I was talking about White Rabbit in the first game. This is why I couldn't understand why they picked 2 supports from the start in the first game, because I'm used to them doing this. Like they have such a unique way of drafting where you just don't know what's going on. You look at this lineup and you're like they don't even know. They're like, okay, guys, let's pick this. Okay,
Look
I
at
like
them right
this.
now.
I
Look,
like
look
this.
there. They're talking now. Who's going where?
Yeah. So that's Puck's gonna go mid.
Offlane Mars.
Precious
and
between
one
that's
missile.
offlane Mars.
I called
And
it.
this could be one missile.
I called it. George,
You did.
I think you need to go check your stats again, man.
You get a lollipop for that, Mr. Bubbles. We'll give you a lolly.
Yeah, but I think that was the best choice, especially since the Shadow Fiend came out, right? Like I do feel that we could have had the Mars mid, but Mars doesn't fare well against the Shadow Fiend. So
yeah,
the best one is the Puck. And yeah, look, Shadow Fiend. If Puck beats down the Shadow Fiend lane, he can kill. But also if he doesn't position very well, he gets dumped by the Shadow Fiend. So
I also feel as soon as Shadow Fiend gets BKB, poses quite a threat, especially with his ult. That fear really pushes the people. It does the same thing as Pugna's ward. It creates this no man's land where everyone's just pushed away, and then Duck can immediately collapse back onto that fight. But it's depending on if he's actually going to be positioning, like positional wise, if he's actually be able to get it off correctly. A lot of big team fight potential from Duck. You got Axe that can call in. You've got Gyrocopter's ult, which is great for slowing the enemy and stopping any sort of retreat. And then you can have retweet.
I heard retweet multiple times.
Mate, dude, don't even start.
Yeah, I don't really use Twitter anymore, dude. But
no, I don't. That's Twitter. Everything's just going all over. But yeah, so then you've got Shadowfiend that can then jump the backline and push everyone back. So I think there's a lot of opportunities for Dark to really cause some havoc on White Rabbit's side. Who's your prediction, Thomas?
Man, I just have to go with WRG. I don't feel that Duck have the answer to all that tankiness, especially the mid to late game. The SF can probably nuke down one of those cores, but he's not nuking all 3. Mars does a lot of damage. Okay, he's also really good team fights. You got this Puck that can set up the team fights for the Mars arena, also doing a ton of damage. And look, you can ignore an offlane bristle fights when it gets to a certain stage. You cannot ignore a pause 1 bristle because he's going to be having, like, he might decide to go Radiance, and he's just killing everybody in the fight. So long as he's there, he could go for an Abyssal, and then he's just bashing the shit out of you. And alternatively, I've even seen some pickups where they pick up a Deso, and the minus armor from Nasal Goo and the Deso, as well as possibly even a Solar Crest, because Solar Crest is really good on him as well. Like, you getting hit for like 1,000 damage, especially since, Warpath is good damage.
Yeah, so, no, definitely. Well, that being said, we do have a smoke from Duck. For those of you guys watching that just joined in, we are now in our 3rd game in the series of 3. Best out of 3, Duck versus White Rabbit jamming. White Rabbit gaming. And that was actually on purpose. But Duck is White Rabbit gaming.
I just said a jammer there, dude. That's all I'm thinking.
Oh, man. Jamming, dude. This is always. But we are super excited. Just put in your predictions. Just tell us who you think is going to be the team that's going to pull through towards the end and is going to take this lower bracket. Yes. Dada, Oaks, Keystroke Esports, twitch.tv/Keystroke esports. Come pull through, come watch us, come say hello. Production quality is absolutely insane.
And we're funny in this side, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
funny AF. Yo.
All right, well,
Very funny. Ooh, the 2 rages from Crimson Tide. I love to see there's a few heroes that's more appealing to watch and cast than it is Shadow Fiend, especially if those 3 rages get connected quite quickly and easily.
Yeah, but the thing is, they both need to be pretty careful, right? Because it can, like, they both have kill potential on each other. Oh, wow. I didn't even see what happened.
The nasal goo, the decay, and then the Fade Bolt. Just
honestly, I am so scared of level 1 goo. There's so many people that underestimate the power
and
of
he got 7 stacks on him, eh?
Yeah.
Before he died. Absolutely ridiculous.
And that's also, like, it's just so difficult to play into Nazgûl. And, like, he's not going to be contested in this lane. He knows he's got an Undying. He's safe. He doesn't really need to even go for his passive. Like, it's not needed. He's not going to sit there and soak up damage for this. His Undying is going to sit in front, zone everybody out. And that's actually huge to get that axe down so early. Because you want a level advantage in axe. Because Bristle can take, he can get hurt. I mean, it's pure damage from those counter spins.
Yeah,
that's definite big increase. But looking top as well, Mars being able to bring his lane back very
very well. Actually, they actually tipped off him though, because he used his rocket barrage and there was no one around him. I think there were 2 hits that came from it, and then the creeper was finished. So they're like, yeah, man, well done, good play.
It's unfortunate. So I see, he's going more of a. Because the thing, Ajara can farm, but he's also a big threat in damage. Looking top.
Yeah, the spear's out there, but he actually pushes Taki away from the fight. No connection on a tree that can force him there.
Yeah,
bottom. Oh, there might be a fight here. Looking at Reaper. Reaper does have the decay on FSM, and FSM does have the wand that's going to pull back with RDK. Just gives too much damage with that armor reduction.
Do you know how disgusting this is? They're still going.
Oh, Reaper.
I know. You know what Reaper did there? No, you know what Reaper did there? That's a suicide. Reaper knows he wants to go back to base. He's got no courier. Now he comes back with full health, and he's able to do that again. Alright, so... but yeah, look, I'm actually thinking of this combo, like, this is so disgusting. You've got the Undying taking away your strength, right? Reducing your total strength. Yeah. Really effective against the axe, but then you're also getting these pulse spray stacks. So it's like increasing the damage with less, like, total HP pool. That seems quite abusable.
Definitely, and if you look at top, Taki is getting run down here. We do have lift and Fade Bolt left. That's going to get lifted up with a spear.
Top tower is under attack.
Questionable spear coming out from Precious Petunia. Yeah,
hey,
I don't have an answer for that.
You miss every spell that you don't throw. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying to come up with a thing here, like, help me. But yeah,
I think right click and God's Rebuke would have probably been enough to burst them down. So unfortunately, I don't think that really panned out as much as they wanted it to.
Looking at that, so MD still got like full bottle, but Shadowfiend has 0. So we have got the Rubik that
Rubik is coming in. He's going to spot out that haste. They need to watch out. MD does have that silence pulling through, just doing some extra damage.
That's so efficient. So efficient.
Very, very efficient. Because he knows now, with Rubik being there, really good timing from the Rubik actually as well. With the Rubik being there, he knows now, okay, so I can do as much damage as I possibly can. The bottle, I still have my bottle. I can still get all the mana that I've just spent harassing onto on the Shadow Fiend.
But not only that now, the Shadow Fiend can't be in this lane now because he's got haste now on the puck. You saw how much damage those 2 did. He shows in this lane now. He gets run down. He does.
Yeah,
so he doesn't.
No region. What is he flying out now? A Salve, a Salve Mango and a Clarity, and that's about almost. That's about 200.
We are looking at empty rotating top though.
Yeah, the haste is there. You ready to use? Tuck is going to pop out. The Salve needs to watch out. Harry the Hams is there on the back. He does have the lift up. He does get the lift, and the Zap's going to be. They're going to leave that for MD. No, maybe yeah. You can see a little bit of a wait there, but nonetheless, Nina was otherwise dead.
That's it. Looking bot. Reaper getting a bit low.
Oh, he's got no way of getting out of there. Oh, FSM really read that well. He knew that he was going to bank around the tree.
And he did have a quality, so I think he would have still been a bit fun, I think.
RDK is going to get called out here from FSM. He needs to watch out because RDK does a lot of damage. Those cool sprays just melt you.
Yeah, it's so strong, especially if you let it stack up, obviously. But yo, wow. So yeah, Taki will rotate bottom. Yeah, it looks pretty even on both sides. I just want to go check on the last hits here. So, Crimson Tide definitely far ahead of Puck at this stage. Nine last hits more, so he's definitely come out on top. But it's also kind of expected. Shadowfiend does. I mean, look, Puck can nuke out the wave just as quickly, I suppose. But it takes more mana for the Puck to do the same
bottom,
thing.
We've got a call from Axe going to go on ODK and Taki trying to land. He did land that lightning strike array. The Battle Hunger is on top of the Bristleback is able to get it off now, but we do have all this decay. The damage is just so insane in this bottom lane. And with the items that Bristleback has, he's got 11 regen right now per second.
Yeah, and
that is insane.
The sustain on that hero is, well, once you got sustain, rather, it's really difficult to actually do anything. But it looks like they've swapped lanes now. This is actually the better of the two matchups. I would have assumed that this is how they should have had it initially. You know, having two range top and two melee bots. But looking top,
I've been in trouble. The silence there from Puck with that Dream Coil is going to land. The stun from Muffin Man's going to think, well, the spear's going to push Legend back. Just tells him, hey, dude, we're actually busy fighting here. Can you just move for a second? He's actually going to save off. Save Muffin Man. Muffin might be able to get it. He's got the Rocket Barrage out. The silence. No way, dude. Muffin Man. The Dukes gets away with like 5%
That
health.
literally comes down from not using that spear and then missing it. Like, you had the coil, right? Like, spear him away from the coil. Like, doesn't matter if you hit anything. He will still get stunned. And the damage. Like, he would have broken and he would have died. And then you end up losing two people. Like, dude, the Scepter break damage... Sorry, just the break damage is 300. Right? Like, that's way more worth than just trying to connect to a tree. So, but also I like. Did you see the stops? The stops. Yeah. Oh no, shame. That.
Oh man, that was just funny. I
feel bad for laughing, but just even like stopping the whole time.
Repo's committed a tombstone bottom. FSM is going to try and TP out from this one, but look at all the damage. It's just so much, almost going down. They're not going to commit for Taki here. But wow, was that a lot of damage, B?
Yeah, it's so difficult. That's why I said like this seems so abusable. Like I wouldn't mind actually picking this lineup in off lane. This is really strong. Like imagine this against like the likes of like a Terrorblade or something, man. Like, it's just not gonna be fun.
Well, the spear's actually going to connect this time. This might be it. Gotcha, Boots not up. 6 seconds left. This might be trouble for Mars. I was going to get committed for Muffin Man. They're going to look at Petunia here, and he is not at the right side of this fight. Choosing to commit without having your abilities is a bad choice.
Yeah, especially when you got that level advantage as well. So here's the thing, right? Mars does effectively get countered by magic damage, and Jara does a lot of magic damage. But not only that, that last fight that he survived, it's kind of a snowball effect, right? Had they killed him there, this lane looks... But now he's now stronger, and he's able to man up on you, and yeah, this Jara is going to have quite a comfortable game now for a bit. And here's the thing now, right? We've seen a Jara out carry F+1 versus like before, right? OG did it. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Muffin actually pick up that legendary Diffusal Blade. I would actually like to see it because it's actually really effective against their entire lineup. These are strength heroes. They don't have mana. So I wouldn't be upset to see him rush that, to be honest. But it looks like he wants to rather go for more of a farming.
Yeah, I think for right now it's going to need a farming item at least. Just try and keep up with the pace right now.
Yeah, but the thing is that it does still help, right? Yeah, we get middle.
I mean, Crimson Tide does get the raise off. Sunstrike is going to come. Sunstrike Ray is going to come through. Lightning Strike Ray is going to come through from Taki, and I mean they committed a lot. Dude, just you know. We on my channel we know Shaky sometimes says stuff that doesn't make sense.
I see where you get your name from. I see
Yeah,
what you
because
said.
when I cast, sometimes it gets a bit shaky. It's just the way it is. It's the fact that I haven't had my coffee.
I
I
just
need
started
it
thinking of that song now. It's just the way it is. It's like, thank you. But anyway, so yeah, like just jumping into this though again with this ABBA, right? Like this is where ABBA's strong, like these early to mid game engagements. And I mean he's doing work. He's very effective. But yeah, looking at Crimson Tide right now, he's falling. I mean, not falling at least, but he's just running away in last sets
Yeah.
and stage.
We're looking at maybe another fight top lane. I'm not sure. It's only 3 on the side of Doc. Looking at getting a fight here. Legend's going to push forward straight to Harry the Hams. Reaper's there with the decay. This might be bad for Harry. He does not have 6 up. Stun's going to come through. It's going to land onto Mars top there. Petunia does have his spear up. He's actually going to use it correctly this time. Before actually Repo taking that a kill away from him. With that Soul Rip.
So I did predict that WIG were going to take this one based on their draft, but I'm kind of swaying a bit now. I will not lie. I feel that they do get out carried eventually, unless like WIG build the perfect items and take the perfect fights. And as we see, they haven't been taking the best fights in the last few.
Losing quite badly. Ult's going to come through from Muffin Man. It's going to connect onto Precious. He doesn't have any way. And this is exactly what I was saying with the ult from Gyrocopter. There's so much slow and so many opportunities to try and pick a fight inside of that ulti that it is very difficult to try and get back from that. Now Mars is really struggling, where we just saw something completely different about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, definitely. And then, look, the thing is, though, is that at this stage, it's a lot of magic damage on the side of Duck. But once the pipe comes out, once the BKBs come out, the game also looks a bit different, right? Because magic damage is very strong in the early game. It kind of then falls off to like the mid game. And then late game.
Rubik with the lift. Sorry, looked up. Rubik lift up Legend.
Oh no. And he's got no TP. Oh no. And they're going to leave him there. They are going to leave him there. They are literally going to leave him there, and they're going to watch for careers now. Watch. Like if he does not get this TP stroll, that's so bad. No, why? Why would
the spear? Why would you throw him off? That's going to push him to the bottom. Legend's going to be. Might be able. No, I mean the decay from Repo, the Soul Rip might be able to be enough.
I would have left him there, dude. I know it's toxic as all, but leave him there, right? And then just like take out the courier.
Seriousness
and
in your voice, man.
Dude, because then you sit there for like 3 minutes. And you're like, I need a TP.
Oh, FSM's going to get charged up by RDK. We do have light strike array from Aki. Going to say that slow so you understand what I'm saying. But FSM's going to take some brunt. Light strike array is going to fight. Laguna Blade's going to get committed as well. RDK says no, I want more. But he's going to back off with the battle hang on top of him. And the TP's going to fly through as well. So he should be able to get out.
Let me make it easier for you, right? LSA.
LSA? No, see, I'm going to mess that up and say something like LSM or something. Dude. I don't know. I like to try and pronounce
who is
LSD or I don't know, dude. I promise you there's going to be some way that I'm going to be able to mess it up. Legend doesn't have ult. He needs to watch out. FSM is there. He does have his call. He's only on level 2 though. Battle is level 1.
Now you see, if he was stuck on the cliff now, he can't help you. So
yeah, now RDK says no to Legend, man. This is a lot of damage on this on the Abaddon, man. I just how is that? How does that allowed? Shadow Fiend's gonna go down there as well. Precious Petunia and Harry the Hams. Now Muffin Man deciding to fight on this one. He actually might get the kill. The stun's gonna be in there, but MD's gonna jump in with the silence, gonna try and get this kill. Illusionary Orb is down, so he's got no way of running out of this. And it does seem that Muffin Man got out of there pretty easy, man. There was not any sort of what's the right word? If you do something and no one really does anything, like if you commit a crime and there was no repercussions, what's the word?
Dude, like now you're asking me brain things, okay?
Brain things.
Brain things, but brain things. And my brain is.
We'll just say there was no repercussions for whatever he did.
You see, you had the word the entire time.
Yeah, but I was looking for something else, man.
Like what is? I didn't even know what a synonym for repercussion.
I don't know.
Unpunished.
I mean, yeah, if you want to use
that sounds like a dumbed down word though, like
that sounds like a wow. Unpunished.
What a bounty!
But yeah, let's before I go on a completely different tangent, So we see Abba building up.
Tangent. Who's now using big words? What's tangent, dude?
You made me bring out the brain. Okay, so now I unlocked that part of my brain now, and things are happening.
Bot lane, Tuck is gonna get speared. Actually gonna land it this time on the cliff. That was on the cliff edge. Like
I just want you to know, you said for the last 3 times it's actually gonna land, and he's landed it the last 3 times. So like stop giving the guy so much hate.
No, it was a beautiful spear. I'm really appreciating that because if
enough,
it was a millimeter to the side, it wouldn't have hit the
and then we expected him to miss that millimeter, right? Because of the last few.
I mean, he was in a situation where he could have killed the gyrocopter and instead decided to tell Legend to slightly go away.
I feel he was memeing, dude. I genuinely feel he was memeing. He
That's
thought
what
that
I was
an
saying.
easy
That's why when it happened, I was like, and he's telling Legend just to, you know, go
That's
away for
why-
a little bit.
This is why we do not play with our food, right? Kill it and you eat it, dude.
Yeah, you don't maim them, you just go for the jugular. There's no in between, man. Be humane.
So we're watching this Bristle pick up this Eternal Shroud. I honestly, man, I saw a replay not too long ago where a Bristle had this Eternal Shroud. There was 5 heroes on him. He looked like he was gonna die. He activated that Eternal Shroud. Sorry, look him up.
Oh, Mars ult being committed with the spears gonna land onto the side of the arena. Big ult, big call from FSM. It's going to help him out a little bit, and the save there from this Abaddon is going to really allow FSM to try and run away. Light Strike away is going to connect onto Bristleback. Is he really going to be able to grab this? He's going to try and pop out that hood, try and push the Taki now, all while this backline at the bottom, Repo is going to take some damage with Legend and Muffin Man pushing this this whole team back. Ult from Crimson Tide, it's going to connect to Bristleback. Bristleback does not have that Eternal Shard up yet, so there's no mana that it can gain from all this damage.
I think what he was trying to do there was he was trying to Yules and actually fear him into the tower, but unfortunately it forced him to run the wrong way.
Yeah. I mean, RDK, he's got
Now it's the great chase. It's the great chase. You have to get in front of him. Oh,
big dream coil from Buck flying through. That's going to stop them all in the
wow. That felt like such a bait, dude.
MD? What?
That felt like such a bait. Literally.
Really? Can we just get a...
Dude,
can we just get a pop chant right now for this MD play? That was absolutely
Thief
insane.
in the night. Thief in the night.
And now Muffin Man's going to try and TP out. There's no way for them to try and grab it. Almost killing him off, actually. And now Crimson Tide is deciding they don't want to be in it as well. And Taki leaving. What?
So here's something that I would like to share with the stream at least, but I'm not too sure if this still works. However, if you ever go up against an SF, right, and you've got Blink, you can basically, same thing with Puck. This is why it's not so much meta on Puck anymore, but if you get Heal Scepted and you have Raindrops, when you come down, it will not disable your Blink. So Raindrops will take the damage, so you're able to...
Bristleback's in trouble. He does have the Eternal Shard this time. He's going to try and run away from this. Crimson Tide's going to try and pop the ult now, but he's going to... Actually, the stun got stolen from Rubik. They're going to send it back onto that Shadow Fiend. He's going to have to disengage from this fight. Get back a bit. The silence there on this poor Lina. MD's going to get the kill. Big call from Emerson. It's only going to connect onto the Buck down, but they do want to kill RDK. But the big Dream Call as well going to fall onto Dark here. They're going to try and look at this. They can't break the tether, otherwise they will get stunned, and there's a massive amount of damage. That's going to go down. Big spear, big ult from Mars in the background, big ult from Shadow Fiend. That's going to connect on Bristleback. That's not going to be able to kill him off. They're going to try and run away, but Q is dead from Dark with the snot from RDK. It's just going to be so much armor reduction, and they are gonna just
Why did Snot sound so funny there, though? Like, I don't understand. Like
Sorry, let me say viscous nasal goo.
Why does Snot sound worse than viscous nasal goo, though? Like that should sound so much worse, dude, but Snot. No, as our parents used to say when we were younger, don't go digging for diamonds, right?
Well, diamonds, mine were gold. Don't go digging for gold. That's what I heard.
Well, maybe mine were harder than yours, so maybe that's why that happened. But I digress. So, right now, this is when this lineup for WG is at its best. Can we get... Guys, things are happening.
No, they're pushing tier 2, man. When you're making me laugh, I will stop.
has fallen.
Oh man, what an amazing game, dude.
It's contagious, right? Contagious. But
Oh, it's extremely.
so yeah, so this is when this lineup is at its strongest, and you don't really have anything to kind of stop this right now. If they just continue where they are, if they continue to be grouped the way they are, it's very hard to actually stop.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, while we have a pause, I can actually take this time just to talk about what I mentioned in the drafting phase. With Puck, I was saying I like the Puck pickup because it immediately stops Duck from being able to push into any sort of fight. Like if they're trying to run away, it's very difficult for them to try and get anywhere with Puck being there. So I said if Duck goes for any sort of fast-paced team, Puck can immediately jump in, put down a dream call, and they are literally stuck in that position. They can't move, otherwise they get stunned. And we've seen on multiple occasions now where that has been the scenario where Puck jumps in. I mean, that beautiful play from Bristleback, running all the way around the tier 2 into the jungle, and then MD just coming out of nowhere. And then we had the same situation in the triangle, where they just locked down the gyro and the axe, and they had nowhere to go. Fantastic.
Lambs to the slaughter, right? This is the thing. So with Mars, right? With the arena, you can still kind of not necessarily juke it out, but you are able to kind of see, hey, this is coming.
Yeah, right? There's a casting time. You know, you can see the arena lifting up, and where you're going.
There's nothing with that with Dream Coil, and it also allows you to get follow up with that arena. So it's I really think that it brought this draft together. Like I don't see their lineup working.
No, I don't. I honestly see White Rabbits, if they start picking up more and more momentum. I mean, we've seen in multiple games how MD is just setting the pace. He's always on top of Duck, consistently trying to mess around with the positioning, trying to mess around with the players in the back line. And he's really, in terms of where his map awareness is at, I really feel like he's got his head set on trying to find any position or any possible moment where he can be doing something better than Duck is doing. And I honestly, we were talking early on where you said Diffusal Blade on Gyro would be a good idea. Him going for the Aghanims, how do you think that's going to affect the gameplay now? He doesn't have BKB. He doesn't have any sort of escape. What is he going to do against this lineup?
So I don't want to bash anyone. Like Muffin Man's my boy, right? But I kind of feel that personally he should have gone the Ags first into something like the Diffusal. The Maelstrom, I don't feel offers Gyro that much. You know, like you can be just as effective with Flak Cannon and like good rocket barrage usage. You know, that's 2,100 gold that could have gone to this Ags. The Ags it's definitely a massive power spike for Gyro. But at the same time, if you don't really have the damage to add to that, it kind of feels a bit lackluster, right? So yes. It also improves your farming capability, but now you've got 2 farming items.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all what the side gunner basically does. It assists you in the team fight, but it also helps you with farming.
Exactly.
So now you're going Maelstrom and Ags, whereas you've got this lingering, like I'd say, giant on your shoulder, consistently looking down on you, always wanting to fight. And all you can really do is just hit him more. Like, you know, like this is not really giving them an opportunity to fight better. Definitely, I mean, Gyro's ult gives a lot, but it seems that we are unpausing now. Thank you.
No, 100%.
So I mean, there's a 7k gold lead going towards White Rabbit Gaming. It's at the moment we're sitting at a 81% to 19%, you know, in favor of WRG. It's just it's possible if something weird happens. But I feel Duck really needs to step it up. They need to look at fights. They need to try and, I don't know what they want to do itemization-wise for Muffin Man. But I don't know who's going to be able to pick up the
because it definitely rests. I feel it definitely rests on his shoulders. Okay. But another concern, bots.
Ooh, bot Moss going to get called out. He's got a lot of tankiness. So much armor on him. And there's nothing that's happening. A Spear's going to come out, going to connect onto Shadowfiend. He's going to push him against the arena. They've got RDK coming in with the nasal goo on Legend. But if it's them trying to jump in, the big ult from Cryptostart as well. But is Bristleback actually going to survive this?
It's so scary. He's got
from
the Eternal Shroud now.
gyrocopter, but they can't touch White Rabbit Gaming. They are just a force, an unstoppable force, running through everything. They spot out the Lina, pick up Taki, and that is an absolute team wipe from White Rabbit Gaming.
Yeah, it's this Bristleback is really scary right now. Basically, I kind of feel that Eternal Shroud was made for Zero. Like it feels it was made, right? Because it absorbs 400 damage. So you're running away, you use that. You basically have, like, consider it almost like a mech. You're getting 400 effective HP. So that helps, right? But at the same time, when you're running away and getting hit, even on low health, you're now obviously proccing your passive, which then adds to the damage, but then you're also getting spell lifesteal on top of that. It just feels so powerful.
No, definitely. No, it's I like to think, you know the saying, they say what happens when an immovable object meets an unstoppable force?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of that?
I have.
Yeah, well, I think in this sense, if that happens, you just call in White Rabbit Gaming and they'll bring their bristle back to the occasion. We'll see what happens. Because that guy got hit with so much damage and nothing happened. Yeah,
that's a pretty common saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, you know?
No, I've met people that don't know. They're like, no, what's that? What happens? No, tell me. Nothing.
Like, what small town with one robot are you talking about right now?
Uppington, Noord-Kaap. What are you talking about? I'm from the Northern Cape. We've got some people that's not educated at all.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I haven't been there in a long time, but...
I can give you a smaller town, Beersoek. I bet you've never heard of that town. It's a small mining town with, like, I don't even think I have a post office, dude.
What? So no internet?
No internet, no. They communicate... Didn't they steal something from it? Like, didn't he steal spell as well? Yeah, he's
dude, put okay, this is the second game. Like, can you imagine how he's feeling right now? He's literally, like, he's probably like last game. He's like, guys, last game you insulted me. This game you don't even care enough about me. You just run past me. They literally like, we're not gonna waste our time with.
A lot being committed, but Bristleback just doesn't care. There's so much being committed on top of him. The battle hunger, the stun from Muffin Man, but can they really get his health below 50%? But the big ult coming up from Precious, the arena is going to spear down the gyrocopter. They can't do anything. They got FSM trying to call out, but he can't connect onto anyone. They're going to kill off gyrocopter, looking for Legend. Legend does have the ult popped up with the Yule Scepter coming up from Crimson Tide on top of RDK. Legend trying to help out his team, but he's only a support. There's not much they can do. All while this Bristleback just keeping it all at the back, while his team are just taking the racks middle. Puck's going to come in empty. They're going to get the kill on top of this Abaddon, and it's just non-stop madness. RDK is just having the time of his life. I mean,
also this aphotic shield though, still with the, you know, on this bristle on top of that. That they don't have an answer for bristle now, you know, and you know, like Rubik literally only needs this aphotic shield. He doesn't need to steal anything else, because just by having that, there's nothing you can do with it. Even if there was something you could do to him, that's gonna stop him. So yeah, looking pretty much at this stage, it looks pretty much just game.
This is what we've seen with Duck before. They don't give up. They want to keep fighting. They want to keep pushing. So obviously they're gonna try and just pick up some scraps out of this. Try and just get anywhere. I don't think they should be putting pressure on Bristleback, because obviously that's not working. Try and jump to the supports in the background, but Bristleback says no. He wants the attention on him. He wants to fight in the middle. Axe's going to try and jump with the ball in the middle, but he gets Yule Scepter up into the air. He's going to be picked up by Rubik, but there's just nothing they can do. And it's a godlike for MD. The arena inside of the base. RDK just running up and down, trying to do a fight with the spear back into the arena side. And then you're just having a ball inside of this base.
You know, I give a lot of respect to Duck. They've definitely, you know, try to match them hand to hand, but this game they just don't have an answer for the bristle, and they will call it right there. But a lot of respect, to Duck. Well played to them. Wow, great game.
I mean,
great game.
Best out of 3, we went to 3. I mean, in case of content, this is exactly where we wanted to be. We didn't want it to be a stomp. I mean, in terms of like the lower bracket as well, this is what we want to see from teams. We want them to see them claw and fight their way up, so they can get just somewhere actually up into the brackets. But what do you think happened here? Like, Duck was so strong in the first game, and White Rabbit Gaming came through on the second and said, "Hey guys, listen, we don't like the way you treated us. I don't think it was really fair. We're gonna come back at you, and we're gonna sort you out." They did, but I don't feel like Duck really, heeded the warning. Where do you think Duck went wrong?
So well, like first things, let me just on the side of White Rabbit. Like I mentioned, losing game 1, it just makes you want to win game 2 a lot harder. But winning game 1 and losing game 2, your morale drops. So you kind of get flustered. So that could definitely obviously impact what ended up going wrong on the side of Duck. But I just personally feel that, WRG, unfortunately, they just are a better team. They hit their timings. They know exactly when they're strong. They know exactly when they can fight, when they want to fight, and they will abuse that. So if you do not take control of that game before they hit their timings, they're gonna run at you. And if you don't have an answer to them, if you don't have a way to counter their team fight, that's where the game just starts going pear-shaped.
I agree.
And at that stage, it's just very difficult. I mean, if you saw most of the fights in the mid game as well, it was like most of the time Puck wasn't even there. But why Puck wasn't there was because he was pushing out other lanes, and he wants to kind of come into the fight at the end. But this means that either somebody has to now rotate away and actually stop the Puck from pushing, and then they lose the fight, or they take 5 people to now fight, which is kind of a false hope because they want you to take 5.
Yeah.
You still lose the fight as 5. So it's just basically you just kind of get, it's like a box that just closes in eventually.
Yeah, and I think and this is not like, honestly, I think White Rabbit Gaming had a really good, everyone bet on White Rabbit Gaming for the first game, right? They said they're going to win. And I think you spoke about timings and how White Rabbit was able to really get on those timings, get into the stride really quickly, build their momentum and start snowballing. And I felt like they were lacking that in the first game. So they had Io, but instead of Io going Ags for the first, he went Orchid. And that kind of created a bit of a void where you didn't have the snowballing Io first thing. You had the Orchid, but they were relying on that lone druid to really carry that for a little bit until that Io gets that Ags up. And it felt like it just fell a bit short. It was a little bit too late for the Io. But obviously, I think White Rabbit realized that, and they just came through at the end and just absolutely decimated the third game.
Look, every hero will have a core item. Every single hero has an item that is unique to that hero, that hero will always get, like every single game, right? As an example, an anti-mage will always get a battlefield, right? Like he has to have it. If you don't have it, you're going to lose going, right? The likes of like a Bristle, like he's gonna go this Eternal Shroud. Mars, he wants to get this blink. Same thing with obviously an app. You need to hit those timings,
same with Magnus, same with Tide Hunter. There's so many. Yeah, you need your core item.
Yes, and there are certain items that you have to get first in order to make that hero strong at that point, right? Io Ags is that item that makes him strong. That's what makes that core Io strong. So delaying that timing delays you from becoming strong. And by the time that now you get it, you can't snowball the way you could have if you had gotten 5 or 10 minutes.
I agree. I fully agree. And so and this game, I feel like Duck, I don't see where the gyrocopter came in, honestly. I don't see where it gave them enough. Yes, in the beginning of the game, it was good. The ult was giving them an amount of slow. They were able to TP in the entire team. They can fight around the ult. But once this Eternal Shroud's been built on the Bristle, the Mars, everyone's got their core items. What is Gyro really gonna do without his core items? He went Ags. What did he have at the end of the game? He didn't even have Ags up yet.
Yeah, it's very difficult because this is the thing. They took over that mid game and they just kind of ran each other in the game. I was actually thinking of the diffusal option, but then I realized, because Eternal Shroud is still a pretty new item, but then I realized it's not going to do anything because you're literally going to get that mana back. Like, you know what I'm saying? You take the mana away, you Eternal Shroud, you're getting that mana back. You're able to fight again. So, and also like you had Rubik having that Aphotic Shield, that strong dispel, it wouldn't have been effective. I kind of feel that, it was lost in the drafting phase. but also by the tempo of the game. I feel had DUC played a lot more aggressively in the early game, they would have been able to hold WIG's timings back, and by holding their timings back, you wouldn't have had them grouping up in the mid stage of the game and just running in. So yeah.
I couldn't have said it any other better. I couldn't have said it better, man. That was perfectly said. And next match is 8:30, guys. It is Sin 5 versus XD Gaming, and we are. This is going to be a top bracket. It's going to be absolutely insane. We are so excited for that, man. I'm going to be there. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be in chat there with you guys, communicating. Mr. Bubbles, thank you so much for casting. It was so nice casting with you tonight. I had a jam. I don't know about you, man.
I really enjoyed it, my man. First time casting with anyone else, in this tournament at least, without my little Asian buddy. But I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to possibly doing this again sometime, buddy.
Oh, that's definitely, man. I'll definitely give you. I'll give you a call if you wanna cast again. And thanks. Good last good conversation. Anyway,
stop laughing
thanks,
at me, making me feel insecure. See you guys.
Just make sure, guys. 8:30. 8:30 is the game tonight. 8:30. I'll see you guys there. 8:30.
GG.
Okay. Have a good one, guys. Have an amazing evening. I'm out. Cheers.
Puffy's going to come in, push him here. He's going to find him. Unfortunately, not going to find all the frags.